When you're working on complicated illustrations and you find that you have a lot of overlap happening in your artwork, you'll oftentimes want to change a part of that artwork, and really you want to have a hassle-free way of doing that. And that's where isolation mode comes in handy. Now I'm going to show you here on this mask. By the way, you guys are going to work on this kind of artwork later on in one of the projects. We're going to do this 2D common mask. You'll see that I have this group of art here that I might want to change in some way. So what you might want to do, or the way you used to work, was simply move your artwork over, and you might move this part over like so. So you can just focus on this and change the stroke and change the colors in here, and then when you finally finish, put it back where it belongs. Or you might find some other way of working with parts of artwork that you really wanted to get a hold of without affecting the artwork proper. So what you could do is, instead of going through all that hassle, simply double click on the group. And now we're in something called isolation mode. You'll notice that the tools change a little bit as far as these little icons. We see we have this group button and this arrow, which means that we can always go back to our artwork at any time. We also see that our layers have changed substantially. We're only dealing with the group, which is comprised of, in this case, a clipping path, which is this orange piece, and the 3 paths that are inside here. And just in case you want to know how to make a clipping mask, definitely check out that lesson so you can find out how this is done. Now, let's say I want to change the stroke of this artwork, so I can go ahead and grab the orange part here, and I can increase the size of the stroke. I can grab my swatches, and I can change the color. And then I can grab maybe these purple pieces here and change the color to blue and change the fill to blue and say I'm done. What I can do is, as long as my black arrow is selected, I can double click anywhere outside of this artwork to return to the illustration. Or, let me go back to that again. I can click on this arrow here, which will exit the isolated group. And now I'm back in my illustration. It's a very, very easy way to quickly change artwork that you may have normally had a hard time getting access to without moving things out of the way first. Of course, what I suggest when you're working is, as you see here, to work in as many layers as possible so that you can lock layers that you don't want to deal with and also change just what you want to. But as you see here, even now I have more than one object on this layer. So if I want to grab just what I want, double click on it, and you can go to isolation mode when it's a group, of course. Of course, this object is not in a group, so it's not going to work for me. But this is a group, and now I can go back to isolation mode, make my changes, and exit to return back to my illustration and continue working.